My name is Johanna Tessman. I have intracranial hypertension, and this is my story. I was diagnosed in August of 2013 after a year of having headaches that were worse than I've ever had, visual disturbances, hearing loss, many hospital stays. I had multiple infections where we couldn't find the origin, and I was sent to the hospital for an MRI and told that there was a mass on my brain. After a few doctor's appointments and neurological tests, I was told that I had this rare disorder that less than 1 in 100,000 people have. The condition is basically diagnosed by a lumbar puncture, where they measure the pressure of the cerebrospinal fluid in your brain. Normal range is anywhere from 5 to a 13. My initial one was over 30. They can pull it out by lumbar punctures. You can take different medications. Medications, of course, I was allergic to, so that didn't work for me. They made me violently ill and resulted in more hospital stays. And after about 6 months of trial and error, my only option was brain surgery. And I had to have a shunt placed to help with the drainage of the fluid. In itself, the process should have been actually simple, but of course there was a complication, and got some medication after the surgery that I was allergic to, and I ended up in anaphylactic shock less than a week after my surgery. I went on for about a year with still having headaches, trying different medications, and at one point even feeling like I was kind of going to be okay. Had heard stories that the condition was chronic and it didn't go away. So I kind of, in some part of myself, thought I had beaten it. And then it got worse, much worse this year. And I ended up having a second brain surgery, where I had to have a piece of the shunt that I originally had replaced. So far, the surgery has been successful, but I still have headaches, visual disturbances. I've had to have an emergency visit to the hospital. I was on vacation with my family already. There's really no way at this point in my life to get away from the symptoms or the way that I feel about it. It has taken away from my life, taken away from my family. It's taken away from everything that I held dear prior to this. Nothing is the same, and I think there's a lot of people out there that know what that's like. People have been diagnosed with this, people who maybe are misdiagnosed and are suffering on their own. It's just something that you can't escape no matter how hard you try. One of the largest problems with having a rare disease is just that, it's rare. Kind of like me. People don't know what to do with it. People don't know how to treat it. Sometimes you don't even know how to diagnose it. With such limited options here, you really run out of patience. You run out of sanity. My suggestion is, if you have anything going on with your body that doesn't seem right, if you have unexplained headaches, visual problems, stiffness in your neck that's unexplained, hearing problems, even leakage from your nose, anything that you don't know what it is, mention it to your doctor. Be your own advocate. When I was going through this, I had a doctor that was an advocate with me. If it wasn't for her, I don't know that I would have been diagnosed. I could still be suffering with the headaches, with the mood changes, with the vision problems because of the medications, and the nausea that I still have, with the whooshing and the ringing in the ears that I still have. If you don't have that doctor who knows what's going on and is there to help you, it's a very desperate battle to fight alone. September is coming up right around the corner. That happens to be Intracranial Hypertension Awareness Month. One of my biggest goals right now, one of my passions, is to spread the word of this disease. I like personally being rare, I like being unique, but I don't think this disease should be rare anymore. I think people need to know more about it. Doctors need to know more about it. Patients need to know more about it. We need to spread the word, educate each other, be aware. If you have a friend who has these symptoms, just make it something that you talk about if it comes up. Let's make sure that people can be treated, and hopefully one day even have a cure. I know it hasn't just affected me, it's affected my entire family. My children have spent the last 3 years of their lives wondering sometimes if I was coming home from a doctor's appointment, because there's been times where I've gone to the doctor and ended up at the hospital. Ended up at the hospital for 3 or 4 days. Sometimes, you know, they don't know what's going on. Mommy goes in for a surgery, I come home with no hair. My husband's been dealing with this with me for all these years also. He has had to deal with me sleeping on the couch on nights because my head hurt so bad I couldn't lay down flat. We have to be careful with the food that I eat because certain foods trigger headaches worse than others. He has to worry when I go to the store because if my eyes start to bother me, he's worried that something's going to happen. Everybody, my friends, no matter who is in my life, has been affected by this. It's very personal for me, and I've made it my goal to make sure that other people don't suffer like that. I'm lucky right now, today, to be sitting here in a less than 10 on the pain scale, and I know there's a lot of people around the world that aren't that lucky. I'm hoping that with my help, other people help together, we can change that. Let's make it a group effort to make this not so rare a disease anymore.
Oh, it's so sad. Mommy's disease is so sad. She has headaches, Ella.
I want her to be at the hospital
You know
again so she can be healthy.
You know why she's having that thing at church, Ella? Because she has a rare disease.
I want Mommy to feel better so she can be with us and play.
My name is Chris. I'm Johanna's husband, and a day in the life of us. Well, basically, you take it day by day. You don't know how she's going to feel each day. Each day is different. For instance, we just got back from camping, and we expected to have a nice, relaxing time with the kids. And the first few days, the first day she wasn't feeling well, and at night, I mean, she pretty much slept all afternoon the next day, and she was nauseous and had some nasty headaches going on, and she was like, what do we do? So she had to call her surgeon and explain her, what's going on with her, and he suggested that she go to the hospital to get a CAT scan. She had to mention to him that we were out in the middle of Bent Elbow, Pennsylvania, and so he's like, well, you got to go to the hospital to get a CAT scan to see what's going on with your ventricles. So we spent the better part of the day in a Pennsylvania hospital and ordering pizza in the emergency room for the kids and waiting for her to get her barrage of tests done. So that's pretty much what the name of the game with this disease. You don't know what to expect from day to day. Some good days come and good days go, but then when it rains it pours. So that's pretty much the experience of this intracranial hypertension. And that's it.